So with that, I'll introduce Andrew Osbrink. He's a solutions engineer for Unmanned Systems Source. Hopefully many of you have had a chance to talk with him at his booth next door at the exhibit. He is the business development manager and solutions engineer for Unmanned Systems Source, a reseller and distributor of parts, systems, services, and solutions for the unmanned systems industry. He's worked with UAS for more than 13 years in areas of research and development, flight test, hardware assembly, production procurement, and government contracting, along with flight services and program management. So he obviously has a deep perspective of what's going on in the industry. He also helped to manage the development of the Coyote, a 13-pound, 5-foot wingspan tube-launched UAS now used by the U.S. Navy for UAS swarming research and by NOAA to study the energy flux. We had a chance to do a few stories on that particular platform earlier this year, so that was interesting to read the Bible. But, with that being said, let's welcome you.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I'm actually surprised to see as many faces out there as there are, given the interesting night that we all had, and I'm sure many of you, as was just said, were out late participating or watching in that. So now we begin the light task of talking about parts and systems and procurement. Real exciting stuff to start the morning, but hopefully I'll be able to keep you interested, as this is sort of an indicator of where the industry is going and where we're headed as an industry. So I'll be talking today about what products and services. Lost in the lights there. What products and services the system or the industry itself is looking for right now, and why folks are buying what they're buying. In 2013, AUVSI made an estimation of market growth in the UAV or UAS industry and estimated some pretty staggering numbers for the amount of growth that we could expect as a part of the industry in terms of economic impact over the course of 10 to 13 years. Most people have debated these and don't necessarily trust that this is a full representation of what the industry can do, and some think that it's an overestimation. But needless to say, I think it's obvious that the industry is booming and booming in an exponential way. There have been lots of new startups, as are indicated by the folks in this room, lots of new jobs, but also there's been an intense amount of product diversification and product evolution, as well as a wide diversity of product offerings and solutions that have hit the marketplace. And that is ever changing. Day by day, it seems like there's a new way to use UAS and a new UAS to use for that purpose. This is a short list of the types of missions that UAS have been targeted toward in the commercial arena specifically. And this is by no means an exhaustive list. It is just a snapshot of what people are envisioning as the top uses for UAS these days. And most of you in this room are already familiar with many of these. Some of these may be news to the folks that are newer to the industry in the room, or newer at least to the commercial side of the industry. But obviously some of the more popular ones are precision agriculture, oil, and pipeline management, some of the, I guess, cargo as well, even though that really hasn't taken off in the industry quite yet, but it's been pretty popular with the Amazons and the Googles and everybody promoting that as the future for their industry. Needless to say, there's a lot of opportunity here and a lot of diversity in this industry and in how it can be applied, how the technology can be applied. As previously mentioned, I have a fair amount of, I've been lucky enough to have a fair amount of experience in this industry and have been a part of it for a good 13 plus years now. And as a result of that, and watching the industry grow over that time and being a part of it in many different ways, as you heard a little bit about in my bio, I've drawn some personal opinions and conclusions about where the industry is going. And I don't think any of these are shocking, but maybe it's the first time you've seen them all put down in one form like this. Number one, the vast majority of near-term commercial operations will be performed by small unmanned systems. We're not going to see predators of the world flying over oil derricks and pipelines and whatnot. You're going to see that those being inspected and continue to be inspected by small systems. Number two, continued diversification and capabilities in terms of the platforms, what sensor configurations are used, what capabilities those platforms offer. And we see that today just in the exhibit hall in terms of the types of assets and specific use cases that those assets are keyed toward. And that leads to number three. Consumers and users will lean towards specialized products rather than all-in-ones. We don't see that in computers and in tablets and things like that. As a consumer, you want something that can do everything. But in the case of UAS, because these independent use cases are so specialized, the cost and accessibility, while that has been a boom to the industry and allowed the industry to grow in ways that we haven't even fully realized yet, those cost limitations are going to limit manufacturers, designers, producers to deliver products that are tuned specifically toward one application. Specifically, I think you'll see, even in the oil and pipeline industry, specialized products. You may see one platform that is is applicable across oil and pipeline management, but you will have sensors that will adapt to that single platform specifically for looking for punctures in the pipeline or leaks. And only that. And then you may use that same product for oil and pipeline management, but for something different to manage, to see if the derrick is still structurally intact. But you're not going to necessarily, long term, you're not going to necessarily see that same product, same sensor configuration used across the board, even for oil and pipeline management, let alone going into other areas as well. Number four, as always, consumers and users will tend toward pushing the industry for better, faster, and cheaper all the time. Smaller, more compact, easy to use, easier to access, easier to employ. That's just the nature of technology. And lastly, and I feel like this is one of the most key ones, many stakeholders participating in the industry are newcomers, and that's a great thing, but that has been the result of this economic growth and the exponential growth in this industry. But because of that, there are the expertise and talent, the long-term talent that's been grown as a foundation for this industry has somewhat been diluted. That doesn't mean to say there isn't great talent coming in to support the industry, because there is, and fresh ideas are what this industry needs. But at the same time, the experience and the expertise that has been developed over the past really several decades of unmanned systems development needs to be leveraged so that the folks don't have to recreate the wheel or I guess waste time and money developing products that already exist. So the key takeaway from this for me is the sharing of experience and knowledge across the board will help continue to facilitate the rapid growth of this market and enable us to continue that exponential growth and take the technology to the next level. These core messages or these core concepts are really what have become the foundation of Unmanned Systems Source and what we have developed our company to be and to serve for the community. We pride ourselves on being a one-stop shop for all things that support the industry, including parts, systems, and support. We are not just an Amazon.com. We are technical support that will help integrate, that will help ensure that experience is leveraged so that growth can continue in a rapid way. We offer products and services across the industry, to hobbyists all the way up to government and public sectors. And we've actually noticed that we've experienced significant growth over this time, year after year, both in sales, customer, and vendors. And I mean in terms of growing our portfolio and also growing the diversified number of customers that we offer to and the types of applications that they're buying for. This is just a short snapshot of the type of customers or the customers that we're working with. And as you can see, it's quite diverse. We have everything from government organizations, departments like NASA and NOAA, to federal funded labs, to large primes, Honeywell, Raytheon, to universities, to small business, really across the board, and for, like I said, many, many different use cases. You might be asking yourself, why do these companies, specifically some of the large companies, or maybe some of the small companies, depending on your perspective, why would they come to a company like Unmanned Systems Source? Just because we sell stuff doesn't mean people are going to come and buy parts from us. Especially when many of them are available on Amazon or from a manufacturer or what have you. Well, for us, it's all in the name. Source, we offer simplicity in procurement. It helps put the engineering picture together, first and foremost. Going into the unique perspective, we don't have any exclusive relationships with any of our vendor base. And in doing so, that allows us to offer a third-party, unbiased view of everything that's on the market today. We're not tied to any one system or product. We can look at the industry as a whole and look at where it's going and determine with a customer what is the best match for that customer and how will it best apply to what they're trying to do, whether it's on the research side or whether it's on an operation or on the operational side. Retail pricing, I think, is pretty self-evident. We focus on customers, and I know you'll hear that from a lot of service organizations, but we do. We focus on making sure that you have a good experience, that we offer as much support as we possibly can for you to make sure that you're successful. And expertise, as we've talked about before. This is a look at our vendor portfolio, which I think you'll find is pretty unmatched in this industry in terms of product supply. If you look across the board here, you see everything from large business to medium to small business, established to new. You see cutting-edge products to, like I said, well-established name brand products that have been around for a while. Many of who are in the room, including Proctec, for example, and AUV. So this offers us an opportunity to, again, find what we're looking for that best matches what the customer needs and what they will best suit them. In terms of products, we offer everything across the board, as I mentioned, that you would need to design, build, test, operate, analyze, etc., a UXS. That includes platforms from UAS arena to unmanned ground vehicles to underwater vehicles as well. Ground equipment, everything, control stations, tracking antennas, launchers, terminal, video terminals, etc. Propulsion systems, everything in that. Data links, power amplifiers, sensors of all types, gimbal cameras, laser altimeters. We're actually working on bringing on a LiDAR product as we speak, because that's the next technology in the small UAS arena that's going to revolutionize data acquisition and what these products can do. Guidance and navigation systems. We offer systems like we see up here, the Septentrial products, which are survey-grade GPS systems that fit on a small quadcopter. They're that size and allow that system to provide centimeter-level accuracy with no ground control points, which is nearly unheard of. We also offer functional components like antennas, batteries, and chargers, servos, and all the other little parts and pieces that you might need, including rugged cases and other accessories. We also offer intangible solutions like engineering and operational solutions, as well as supply chain solutions. We offer either internally to our company, or we can refer to other companies the opportunities to support your needs in terms of custom engineering efforts, operational efforts, or if you just need surge assistance with buying parts, even if they're not within our portfolio, we can help. And I think that that's the end message, is that with everything going on in this industry, especially the companies that are newer, will need some guidance, will need some help to figure out where the line in what is realistic in terms of technology development and what's coming next, what works and what doesn't. There's a lot of chaff out there, and it's really hard to sift through it. So we're promoting that you ask an expert to assist you in that process, really at no fee, and we hope that you continue to work with us. That's all that I have for you today. Again, we're Unmanned Systems Source, and I'm Drew Osbrink, and hopefully we can work with you guys in the future. Any questions? Thank you.